Okay, so today we're doing a quick explainer on a company called SoA Growth and Integrity Consulting. We're going to break down what they do because it's all about tackling some of the biggest hidden risks for businesses, things like fraud and ethical messes. If you're a leader who's trying to build a stable, trustworthy company, this is definitely for you.
All right, let's jump right into our roadmap. We'll kick things off with what SoA is all about. Then we'll unpack what a certified fraud examiner actually is. After that, we'll look at what makes SoA unique, and then get into the really practical stuff, their consulting and training. Pretty straightforward.
So let's start with a question that's probably on the minds of a lot of leaders. Are you actually worried about this stuff? You know, the hidden dangers, whether it's potential fraud, tricky ethical situations, or just keeping up with all the digital risks out there. This is exactly the problem SoA was created to solve. So our first stop is SoA's core mission. And what's interesting is they don't just see themselves as investigators who come in when something's wrong. They position themselves as partners, helping you build that foundation of trust and stability from the ground up. And right off the bat, you can see their credentials. They're members of two really important groups: the Association of Certified Fraud Examiners, that's the ACFE, and the Namibia Institute of Professional Accountants. And listen, this isn't just about sticking logos on a slide. This signals that they're committed to serious professional standards. That brings us to a really key question. What in the world is a CFE? To really get what SoA does, you first have to understand the qualification that is the bedrock of their whole approach. Put simply, a certified fraud examiner is a specialist. They're not just accountants. They're trained to understand the whole story behind fraud, how it happens, why it happens, and, maybe most importantly, how to build strong systems and ethical cultures to stop it before it even starts. And their skill set is built on these four pillars. It's a fantastic model. First, you've got prevention and controls. Then, understanding all the legal stuff. Third, knowing the right way to investigate. And finally, the ability to dive deep into the financial data to find things that just don't add up. It's a complete 360-degree approach to protecting a company's integrity. So, okay, that's the CFE standard, which is already impressive. But SoA takes it a step further. Their unique expertise comes from adding even more layers on top of that foundation, and that's what really makes them stand out. Now, this is what I find really interesting. Look at this unique blend of skills. You've got real-world, on-the-ground experience with Namibian bodies like NAMRA, the Revenue Agency, but then they mix that with insights from psychology, and they're right on the cutting edge with things like digital safety and AI governance. It's this powerful combo of local know-how, understanding people, and being ready for the future. Okay, so with all that unique expertise in their back pocket, let's see how it translates into actual, practical solutions. What can they actually do for an organization? First and foremost, they focus on making your internal systems stronger. This is proactive. Think of it as them helping you find and fix the cracks in your foundation before they turn into a major problem. And if you've got that gut feeling that something's already off, their forensic accounting support can dive in and bring some much-needed clarity. Next up is the human element, which is just as important. They offer services like ethical interviewing to make sure sensitive issues are handled with care and fairness. Their work in corporate ethics and governance helps leadership build a culture where everyone knows what's expected and trust is just the default setting. And of course, you can't ignore the modern digital world. They cover everything from digital safety consulting for the whole company to a really cool digital passport program for young people. And this is crucial. They also help organizations create responsible AI policies, getting your team ready for what's coming next. Now, beyond just consulting, SoA is also really focused on empowerment, and that's where their training programs come in. Let's take a quick look at how they equip your own team with these practical skills. So, for your entire organization, they've got these foundational workshops. We're talking ethics, fraud awareness, which is basically teaching everyone how to spot red flags, and digital safety. The goal here is simple: create a baseline of responsible, vigilant behavior across the whole company. They also get more specialized. For your leadership team and board, there's high-level training on governance. And for the administrative teams handling the day-to-day, they offer training on things like ITS compliance. That's the Integrated Tax Administration System, just to make sure all your records are clean, organized, and ready for anything. So really, if you want to boil it all down, it comes back to their core philosophy. Everything they do is designed to cut through confusion and prevent conflict. The end game is to help you make decisions that are fair, consistent, and always have an eye on the future.
And that really just leaves us with one final thought. Take a hard look at your own company, your team, and how fast the world is changing. Is your organization truly prepared to handle the challenges, both ethical and digital, that are right around the corner?
If that last question made you think, and you want to figure out how to get your organization better prepared, you can reach out to SoA Growth and Integrity Consulting directly. All their contact info is right here for you.